Almost every Sunday, we come to the end of the week finding it difficult to remember how the week began. The Trump administration, the news cycle moving so fast here in Washington that it is easy to forget how many monumental issues we face each week and how much those issues affect us all. So we wanted to head out on a cross-country drive at the beginning of the week to experience headlines outside of Washington, a view that can be very different from that in the nation's capital, and a view that reminded us that despite the missteps, the chaos, the divide that splits this nation, Donald Trump is seen by many as a hugely successful president. Our week began in rural Virginia, 200 miles from Washington, but smack in the middle of one of the latest controversies.
Basically, we kind of were hoping there'd be a way to show our support for what this little tiny restaurant did.
If you can refuse to bake a cake for a gay couple because that's your right, then why can't the Red Hen tell Sarah Huckabee Sanders that they don't want to serve her?
5 short days ago, this block was the epicenter of the national divide, and talking to people on the street was unsettling. Somebody just gave us the finger.
Yeah, exactly. Instead of saying, hey, let's sit down and figure out how we can make this thing work, we're starting to polarize it in the country.
Clayton Rockwell was solidly on the side of Donald Trump's press secretary, mincing no words about the restaurant's owner.
She needs to go back where she came from.
Where was that?
Well, from what I hear, New York, Meryl Streep's, Ken, and all them other trash up there. So.
The divide was no less apparent as we headed southwest to our next stop in Tennessee, where the topic was tariffs.
We make rum, gin, vodka, bourbon, and moonshine.
Kent Merritt, who voted for Gary Johnson in 2016, is worried about the effect of Trump's tariffs. What might it do to your business? Are you talking losing employees?
Yes, that's possible. I understand that there are issues with the trade imbalance that we have with other countries, but this is going to hurt this industry. Adding tariffs adds cost on every side.
We continued our journey along the streets of Nashville, across farm country, through violent storms to Dickson County, Tennessee, which backed Trump 70% in the election. Tim Spann owns a menswear store on Main Street.
The economy's doing better than it was previously, so when the economy's doing better, I'm doing better.
And you've actually seen that?
Yes. People spend more money.
Twyla Snyder loves that Donald Trump speaks his mind.
I love it that he's not controlled by the Republican Party, the Democratic Party. He's a very different personality, and it makes him uniquely suited for the job, and that he doesn't give a crap what anyone thinks.
That is one of the many Trump messages, like mistrust of the media and government institutions, that supporters here are getting loud and clear. William Turner is a registered Democrat who voted for Trump. If tomorrow Robert Mueller said there was collusion in the Trump campaign, there was obstruction of justice, would you believe it?
No.
Why not?
I just have that much faith in Donald Trump, right or wrong.
Back on the road and heading for Dallas when the biggest news of the week breaks.
Supreme Court Justice Anthony M. Kennedy announcing he will retire. This leaves a major opening.
The Supreme Court just upheld the president's travel ban against Muslims. And for Camille Çelik, a Muslim immigrant from Turkey who's lived in the U.S. for 15 years, Trump policies, whether targeting illegal immigration or legal immigration, have had a chilling effect.
I registered as a Republican, just so you know. Since he started running a campaign and targeting Muslims, I'm a Muslim, by the way, then yes, there's been fear. There's been fear. But especially in my kids' school too, they are not comfortable telling other people that they are Muslims. So I think when it comes to what makes America great, in my opinion, is the diversity of thought and diversity of belief, and that's, I think, is under threat.
For others we met in Plano, Texas, another big issue could be at stake with the Supreme Court turnover.
I do believe that it is a woman's right to choose what to do with her own body.
20-year-old college student Siete White was a Clinton supporter. There's lots of talk about overturning
Roe v. Wade. It frightens me as a young female, just knowing that that right is possibly just gonna go out the window.
Stacey Shelby from Louisiana is interning in Dallas this summer. Like Siete, she feels vulnerable in Trump's America.
I think it's been very tiring, I think is the word I would use, and like disheartening. And I feel like it's had a negative effect on me as a student and on me as like an African-American woman, just because I feel like people feel more empowered to say things that can be hurtful to various communities.
It's that hurt, that split we saw from the beginning to the end of the trip. These young law students we met at a Dallas boot store say they are struggling but determined to bridge the gap, with Texas native Kirstie Wallace offering an emotional, eloquent conclusion.
Something I battle with personally is not losing faith in my fellow Americans and just recognizing that Trump is striking a chord with certain people for particular reasons, and it's very easy to vilify them, and I struggle with that a lot of bitterness and resentment of like, how could you support this man and his policies? And so it's been a hard line for me to walk, and I'm still figuring out how to do it with grace and understanding.
Grace and understanding, something we could all work on.
Hi everyone, George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel, and don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.